Bye! See you guys at the Q&A whenever that happens.
4 to 6 weeks later.
Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. What's up, Bean Battalion, and welcome to my official 1,000 subscriber Q&A. You can tell it's official because I'm sporting the fedora and tie that I don't know how to tie. And this new fancy style I got going on here is because I am officially been monetized and am making absolute bank, as you can see here. I mean, according to science, I'm now part of the top 0.6% of society. And Mark Zuckerberg and I basically have the same net worth. It's even allowed me to acquire a taste for freeform jazz. But yes, once YouTube realized that I'm actually serious about the videos I make and that they aren't a part of some weird social experiment, they finally gave me the community tab. And I used it to have people ask me questions. Combined with the questions from my other 1,000 subscriber video, I now have a total of 20 questions to answer, which is way more than I expected. I mean, I figured I would have like 3 questions, 2 of them being from my mom or something. Now, some of these are from the same people, and there's a few repeats, but I'm just gonna answer them in no particular order because, let's be real, do I look like a guy with a plan? Alright, let's get started, I guess? I don't know how people do these. Alright, question 1. Spencer asks, what is your favorite and least favorite movie? So, I might have to think about this one for a second. As far as my favorite movies go, and I don't know if these are weird choices or anything, but I probably have to go with either Ocean's 11 or Moneyball. But yeah, I love both of those movies, and in fact, I don't even really know why I haven't done a video on them yet. Both of them have fantastic dialogue, especially Moneyball, man. I mean, if you want to talk about overlooked masterpieces, like, that's Moneyball. Jonah Hill gives arguably his best performance yet. And you don't even have to like baseball to like this movie, as it's more like the analytical behind-the-scenes side of things, which I personally find weirdly more interesting. So I will say that Moneyball is the objective better movie, but as far as subjectivity goes, I don't know. I think I have to go with Ocean's 11. I think I've said this in one of my videos before. I don't know, I can't keep track anymore, but I love a good heist. There is something so entertaining and intense about seeing a plan come together. But either way, Brad Pitt is phenomenal in both movies. And then as far as my least favorite movie goes, I mean, I don't know, probably the one of the Alvin and the Chipmunks sequels. Alright, question 2. How did you get to be so awesome? Oh wait, no, that's for myself, wait. The real question 2 comes from the Pug Talani and asks, what is your favorite live-action Spider-Man villain? Okay, I don't know if this is a hot take or not. Listen, Green Goblin is by far the most hilarious one and somehow even funnier than the Topher Grace Venom, which I still can't get over that casting.
If you know what I'm talking about.
Doc Ock is really interesting and has a great arc, which I hope doesn't get ruined in the new movie. But I gotta say that my overall favorite is Vulture from Homecoming. He's definitely not the coolest in terms of fight scenes because, I mean, come on. But I don't know, I just think he's so interesting and well done. I vividly remember how silent the theater went when the twist was revealed. My very first thought was, oh my gosh, he kidnapped her. But then I was like, wait, how would he know who she is? So when you reveal that he was her father, I mean, that was just crazy. The scenes where they're taking pictures and are in the car are probably some of the most intense Spider-Man moments. And it hardly even has to do anything with Spider-Man. Alright, next one comes from Redacted, I guess, and asks, what movies do you like and are going to review? We're about to get into the Halloween season, so there are some spooky movies I can't wait to talk about. Because I realized I didn't really even do that last year. But beyond that, I have a lot of other video ideas, so stay tuned, I guess. Okay, moving on. Another question from Spencer, do you play any video games? I'm so glad someone asked me that, so I finally have a place to talk about it on the channel. Because, yeah, I do. I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 is probably one of the best games of all time, but also, Sea of Thieves is just so much fun to mess around in. I probably have some of my favorite and most hilarious gaming moments with friends in that game. And that game is a Microsoft exclusive, so yes, I am an Xbox player. You can roast me in the comments below. Next one's from David Lawler, and he asks, music taste. Just like the video games question, I am so glad I finally have a place to talk about it on the channel. Now, my music taste is bizarre, because I really just listen to everything. There's some rap I like, there's some pop I like, I really don't know. I mean, just to give you an example of how vast it is, I love Drake's Laugh Now, Cry Later and The House of the Rising Sun the exact same amount for completely different reasons. I would have to say though that Kid Cudi's Pursuit of Happiness is probably my favorite song of all time, but I also love me a good indie rock song, so I have no idea. This one comes from Origin Entertainment and asks, favorite animated show? Now, my very first thought was Regular Show, because that is just a straight up animated masterpiece. Although, the more I thought about it, I think I have to go with SpongeBob. The amount of times my brother and I have quoted something from that show and it fit perfectly with the situation is just insane. Those first 3 seasons are just unmatched in terms of writing. I mean, what other cartoon makes a reference to a silent German film from 1922? Next one comes from my guy Cooper Apperson and asks, if you could be any DC superhero, who would you be and why? I mean, I would say Batman, but I also like my parents, so honestly, breathing underwater would be so cool, so I might have to go with Aquaman, as lame as that might sound. Another one from David, plans after high school. Next question. No, I'm in between 2 completely different majors at 2 completely different universities. So, instead of sitting down and figuring that out, I'm distracting myself by doing Q&As on YouTube. Fun times. Alright, Wolfie asks, what video editing software do you use? So, I have, nothing cool to film or edit with, so I just use my phone and use the app InShot. So far, I have nothing but good things to say about it. My guy Adam E asked a question which will definitely divide a nation and will take way too long to answer. Is cereal soup? I mean, I don't want to offend either the cereal or soup community, but I guess technically yes? Like if, I just go so far deep into this question, but theoretically, the milk acts as the broth, and then the cereal acts as the protein floating on top, so maybe? Speaking of questions that will take way too long to answer, no. My guy Robert Ossens asks, what is the meaning of life? I mean, like, it means whatever you want it to, man. If the meaning of life to you is eating at every single Taco Bell in the world, then you do that. Alright, let's get to Orich's question of favorite Nolan movie. I mean, I know I have a Dunkirk poster literally right behind me, but I mean, I gotta go with The Dark Knight, man. It's just hard to find a better villain than Heath Ledger's Joker. Redacted asks, will you talk about games you've played? I mean, I would love to, but I don't know how I would get footage on Xbox. Again, I'm an Xbox player, crucify me in the comments below. And I don't think I really know enough about video games to critique them. But we'll see what happens in the future. That was kind of similar to Spencer's question of, if you were to do this channel on something other than movies, what would it be? I mean, I don't know, I think I'd have to go with Legos. Legos are just so awesome, man, especially Lego Star Wars. In fact, I do have some sets like the TIE Fighter right here, and I just think I'd have a lot to say about it. Another Orch question, favorite film from the 1940s? Now, I'm not gonna lie, I had to do some research on this one to see if I'd actually seen any of these movies, but obviously I have to go with Citizen Kane. It's just a classic. Mr. Lawler asks, what is the best movie you've ever seen? Again, probably Ocean's 11 or Moneyball, although I would say Over the Hedge is an acceptable answer because of the Verminator. Another Spencer question asks, have you ever introduced yourself as a YouTuber to someone? I don't really know how you approach that, so probably not. And also my channel is like still really small, so they probably wouldn't care. But I mean, as soon as I get an associate's degree from VermTech, you already know I'll be shouting that from the rooftops. Orich asks, favorite Disney scene? You better get this one right. For legal reasons, I will say the rain scene from Meet the Robinsons, which, to be fair, is an incredible and underrated movie. Check out the video to see why. Redacted's last question is, do you have any music taste? Again, everything. Alright guys, we are down to our last question. It is from Spencer, of course. He had 5 questions, by the way, what a guy. But the question is, what is your favorite and least favorite video you've made? I'm gonna have to scroll through my channel for this one. Give me a second. Okay, I don't know which part's easier to answer. My favorite, man, I still have to think my Verminator segment from my Over the Hedge video is my magnum opus. So I think I'd have to go with that one. I mean, I had an entire soapbox moment talking about just how much I love the Verminator for like 30 seconds. Now, as far as my least favorite videos go, I still think I wasted the live-action Ben 10 movies. That was when I was still doing skits, but they just went on for way too long, and they weren't funny, and they were kind of awkward too. And my watch time on those videos are not great, and that's probably my biggest regret on YouTube. But you know what? You don't do something well until you've made some mistakes. And honestly, I think I've near perfected the style on my videos, so I'm glad I've had some bad videos to get me to where I am now. But either way, we have reached the end of the Q&A. I hope it wasn't boring or anything. It probably was. I don't know how to end this like at all, so just wear your seatbelts and eat your vegetables, everyone. Hey, what's up you guys? Just kind of sneaking in here at the end, you know how it be. As you can see, I finally got a microphone. The quality's probably so bad. So about 2 weeks ago in my high school, there was this big homecoming court ceremony, and I was one of the nominees. So if you don't go to my high school or you just simply don't care, you can probably just click off the video, but yeah. And I did promise people that if you voted for me, you would get a shout out in my next YouTube video. And to, I guess, quote the Joker again in this video, I'm a man of my word. So I'm just gonna run through these shout outs, I guess. Some of them have Instagrams on them because they post posted it on the story or whatever. It was a whole thing. By the way, I didn't win. What is this? All right, here we go. So the shoutouts. Chris Marino, Olivia Cady, Eli Starks, which is Starks Eli on Instagram, Lindsay Babcock on Instagram, Kemper Whitlow. By the way, he gets first comment on every single video. I don't know if you've realized that, but he's a real fan. Carson Matlock, xcarson_ on Instagram, Patrick Strick, Sam Neely, Adam Emenstein, John Nederson, JNed17 on Instagram, Lily Blakey on Instagram, Gracie Sirios, Emily Berger, and Nick Crable. So yeah, thanks to everyone who voted for me. I'm sure there's a bunch of other people who voted for me, but you know, these are all the ones I saw actually send me a video or just show me in person, but yeah. So I literally have no idea how to end this video, so hold on. All right, I got it. I'm going to tell you a random fun fact. All right, here we go. On average, 100 people choke to death on ballpoint pens every year. Bro, what?